Because I'm a YouTuber with a platform, I draw in a wide variety of people with a wide variety of interests. This means that I can make really obscure references, and there's probably going to be at least a few people who get them. I have a lot of obscure interests, so I have a lot of fun with this. When I showed some Marble Blast footage, there were a few people who told me that this was the game of their childhood, and it makes me really happy to see those comments because it was the game of my childhood too. One of the games anyways. Candy Crisis is also a strong and valuable early video game moment, and I think it is even more obscure than Marble Blast, so how surprised I was to find people who told me they loved that game too. But it's not just video games. Movies, books, TV shows, music. I got a piano cover of a song from Love Never Dies just because I like the music, not the musical. The musical has a really iffy plot and it will probably put a bad taste in your mouth if you enjoy Phantom of the Opera, so do not ruin anything for yourself by learning of the plot of Love Never Dies. It's not even a matter of watching the whole musical, just please refrain from learning about the plot, but the music is certainly something to be appreciated. I put that music in the video, and even though a musical like that is, I think, a far departure from what people who play Mineplex and Hypixel would be interested in, I got a few folks who recognize the tune. And it's not only a great moment for me, it is a great moment for them too. The bridging of two of their interests that they might never expect to meet in one place: Minecraft and musicals. That sounds stupid. How about when I made an Accelerator's Minecraft parkour map? This may have been the peak of my channel, by the way. I was good at parkour back then. And to bring back beautiful nostalgic memories to both myself and my fans is something I really like to do. Love it. Considering this, I'm going to open Pandora's box. But it is Pandora in terms of Avatar with the tall blue people, and that's a very good planet that is very cool. So because this Pandora's box totally switches the meaning of the original idiom, I am opening a box that releases a lot of good stuff. I'm going to list out all the obscure things I'm interested or have been interested in. If you've been on my channel for a while, you may already know about them, but either way, please tell me in the comments if you're matching me on one of these interests. Then we can have a cool discussion that we would otherwise never have on the internet, and another Sam Porter Bridges moment is to be had again, in which we are bridging multiple of the same interests across time and space. You could live in New Zealand, a place that does not exist, and we could still end up sharing two of the same obscure passions. Who knew that you would come to the Happy Heart YouTube channel to also find your love, your passion for Dreadout or horror games or Outlast, those kinds of stuff. I used to avoid anything even remotely horror after I watched Slender the Arrival in grade 6 and got super scared. Then in grade 9 or 10ish, I watched a few clips from Outlast and I realized it wasn't that scary, even though this was the big title for the scariest of video games. So I thought if I could handle Outlast, I could probably handle most horror of any art form. Then I dove face first into a whole bunch of horror movies, games, books. Dreadout in particular was a lot of fun for me, and Outlast. I think those both have a lot of flavor. Dance Dance Revolution. In grade 8, I went to the local arcade at the mall with my boys. We passed by the Dance Dance Revolution machine to see a guy become Sonic the Hedgehog on the pad. This was very inspiring to me and Brother Jeremiah, not the Brother Jeremiah that you may know, but the original Brother Jeremiah that you have yet to meet. So about every other weekend for the next couple of years, we grinded out learning and practicing Dance Dance Revolution and had a lot of fun to make that something we really enjoy and love. I got some Stepmania videos on my channel as a result. Birds, big birds in particular. Honestly, just megafauna are super interesting to learn about in general. Most are extinct, but check out the giant squid. It's seriously a big squid. Knights, it's a video game. I saw the advertisement for this game in a newspaper when I was 6, and I thought it looked so magical and dandy and sweet. I didn't know that I was in for such a treat. I asked my dad if we could get it, and I didn't even know what the game was about. Then when he got it for me for my birthday, I didn't even play it, my brother and my cousin played it, and I watched awestruck as this androgynous clown flew through really beautiful and fantastical landscapes. The voice acting wasn't very good though.
Wow, this concert hall is just like the one in my town.
Rob Thomas, he is the music man. He makes music, and he also makes music. And as I've mentioned, Accelerators, Marble Blast, Candy Crisis, Phantom of the Opera, which is not really obscure, but I don't care, I'm interested in it. Here's the really cool thing. Not only does this help us figure out that we share the same interests, it also exposes everyone else watching this video to these obscure things. Like 10,000 plus new people who I expect to watch this video now know about Knights and Rob Thomas and the fact that bald eagles aren't actually bald. I may be influencing your interests, your music tastes, the content you enjoy. Influencer moment. The influence of influencers, though, is usually a lot more subtly applied. Like, you know how I described at the start of this video. I just put an obscure artist song that I like as background music, and if people hear that and like that, they can go check it out via the link in the description. I don't have to outright tell people, hey, go listen to Rob Thomas, man. Great music he has. Beautiful and strong. Music. Look at Markiplier's horror game videos. He digs up these tiny, no-name, indie-produced horror games, and with how big of an influencer he is, he alone gets these games a lot of exposure. He is the lighthouse, shining a spotlight on that little gem of an island hidden away in the night sky. I want to do that. What if I started with, Mr. Music, Rob Thomas, because in making this video, I just got back into listening to his old tunes after like 15 years. I just first want to say, this video is not sponsored in any way, there's no paid promotion here, I'm just going on a trip down memory lane and I'm sharing it with you guys for fun. I found out about Rob Thomas when I was 5 years old-ish, because back in ancient Greece 84 years ago, I'd be in the car with my parents, and instead of listening to the radio, they'd put a CD into the car's CD player, and it had like 17 or so of my mom's favorite tunes. There were 2 Rob Thomas songs there, and I thought they were cool. The printer's going crazy, sorry. One of them was from a movie I just recently watched, and that's Meet the Robinsons. This may be another influencer moment because that's a fun movie too. Any watchers of that one? Anyways, Rob Thomas hits hard. First, of course, in my mom's CD, we got Little Wonders from Meet the Robinsons. That's the music. Then he has his hit single, Ever the Same, where he becomes literal Picasso. He is like that. By the way, I figured I should mention that Rob Thomas is the frontman for a band called Matchbox 20, and I'm going to mention some music from that band, so don't be confused, thank you. But my favorite memories are from watching Rob Thomas's music videos. I swear, and I never swear because I am a family-friendly Minecraft YouTuber, but I swear now that this man has the wildest music videos I have seen in my life. The only exception being You Stay On My Mind, Think About You All the Time, Got to Get You Know You Well, If You Kiss and I Won't Tell. I want you to watch this guy trying to rob an unconscious Rob Thomas. He robbed Thomas. He starts looking around him like, gee, I hope no one catches me in this heinous act. There are people all around you, man. He robs Thomas anyways. Now, after watching this music video, this was my favorite thing to do as a kid during recess and lunch break at school. On any non-breezy day, I'd go around acting like I was walking into a really heavy wind, so I'd be a real Rob Thomas moment. Everyone else would be unaffected by the wind, except for me, just like Rob Thomas. If it's not already clear, I had no friends at school, not until like 2 years later at least. Then the guy who robbed Thomas bought some really nice clothes with the money he stole, and he stalks Rob down an alley to throw him to the ground, jump over him while pretending to sort of kick him, then walks away as if this is all he came here to do. Time for bed? Let's paint a picture. Summertime. It's me, my brother, my cousin, and we just came back inside after playing in the yard and luring ants into our homemade poison mud drink. Maybe I'll tell that story another time. Anyways, we're all huddled around our old retro Mac, G4 Tower enormous thing, our old family computer, and we're watching these Rob Thomas music videos. Big fans of him we are at the young ages of 6, 8, and 12 respectively. What we decided was a fun thing to do was to graphically transcribe the lyrics of his songs. Like hieroglyphics if I'm honest. So we were doing the song, This Is How a Heart Breaks, which is a true banger by the way, and you look here at the lyrics, don't you wanna go for a ride? And on our little piece of printer paper, we drew a guy pointing at a car. Point of view, Rob Thomas asks if you want to go for a ride. Just keep your hands inside. We drew someone with their hands in their pockets, but with our little kid brains, we only knew to draw a very localized image of a hand inside a pocket, and to anyone who had to interpret the drawing from scratch, they actually can't tell what it is, so it's just so useless. Then the lyrics get more abstract, so we had a really hard time drawing these. And make the most out of life, now don't you take it for granted! I don't know, maybe we draw people playing the board game Life and then going to the bank to get a loan, or a grant, maybe a homeowner's grant or something. But what I remember very distinctly after all these years is coming to the chorus, which bangs super hard as well by the way. He's got a real choir in the chorus, which is where the word chorus comes from. It is because a choir used to always sing it. Anyways, in the chorus, there is this line, make you stay wide awake. And because we were such technological boomers yet young in true age, we didn't bother to search up This Is How a Heart Breaks lyrics, and we were just pausing and unpausing the video to learn a little bit of the lyrics at a time. This is the real old school way of doing things. So I didn't have the actual lyrics in front of me, and when I heard that line, make you stay wide awake, I instead thought it was make your steak wide awake. So what I drew on the paper was a cut of beef, grilled to perfection with a pair of bulging eyes and a great big smile. That's one wide awake steak right there. I got chastised heavily by my brother and cousin, who argued that there's no way those could be the lyrics. We ran into these arguments a lot, because most singers make it really impossible to hear what they're saying at least a few times in one song, so lyrics are always up debate if you've never searched up what they are officially. Unwell was my first exposure to any media or art that openly confronted and discussed mental health, and the stigmatization of those who are mentally ill. I didn't understand it at the time, but looking back now, there are some really good lines in this song that make me feel like this song and those artists in general are grossly underappreciated. Unwell does an excellent job at capturing, raw and whole, the very relatable thoughts and perspective of someone who feels alienated from others and from themselves, as well as the struggles in navigating. Haha, Rob Thomas with the big feats! Yeah, I wanted to talk about how cool it is that I can share my interests with all you folks on the internet, knowing that at least a few of you can relate, but then it turned into a mini storytime of Rob Thomas moments. I hope that's fine. Anyways, if you become a YouTuber or streamer or a famous person or influencer of any kind, please indulge in this little benefit. It's a lot of fun, and it helps you to appreciate your fame. Good night.
You run into them.
Kane.
They can't chase after you while they're rooted.
Oh yeah,
that's Baker.
Who am I? Did you tell me who am I?
Oh wait.
Oh shit.
You can land Q, E, R,
What
and
is
run
this?
it for the auto.
What?
Oh no.
Anti-humanize? I dodged that. It hit me, but I dodged it.
What is, dude?
Whew. Who am I?
Who are
Or every time you like make it. So like where all the nodes are is the best place to start isn't here, which is like the quote unquote easiest. It's like
Oh, that's
in one of the harder until I like finish this plant over here.
Okay. How does he
God,
know?
it's over the tower.
What the heck? I'm not mana.
Is that hype?
Okay.
That is above average.
Base Lux best.
Come here, buddy.
No R.
What am I doing?
Wait, the just back.
That's what we like to.
Like,
On the
don't
bright
use
side,
it.
you
Like,
got Yasuo.
I'm too lazy to use it.
What is he so good for?
Still need to kill Syndra and exit.
Oh.
Also such a long.
Oh
It's
my.
not a bye-bye.
Oh, it's not in the bush. Wait.
Wait, he walked that.
Oh, so whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna queue this way.
Okay.
Whoa, my
Baker.
god! I counted!
It's my
You steal. You actually steal.
I got the scuttle.
You got scuttle. Now you get
bird.
you get Baron.
I'm gonna go out. Hey.
Oh, it's too easy. I didn't get.
What is it? What is it?
Oh my god, he's
No,
Were you? I mean, like,
I've only autoed him, not hit a Q.
Oh, that's close.
True.
Oh, that's nuts.
If I EQ
Doesn't.
you, would you take a tower shot? Would
Yes.
you take a tower
If
shot?
you get the EQ combo off. Not the Queen Elizabeth, but the Elizabeth
Already?
what does that even mean?
QE. Oh, okay, I'm going.
Is
Take
that
a
what it
tower
means?
shot.
You're nuts.
Take a tower shot. My bad.
bye.
I thought I was lame.
Oh no.
So checking the health pot.
I don't think I need to buy health pots because you don't damage me.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen Joseph land a Q yet.
What's your point?
Why do you make those sound effects?
Okay, just wait. I won't miss a single Q now. Hey, boy, why haven't I landed a Q? Wait, don't kill me.
Oh, they're here.
I don't think we fight this. Oh no.
Get the tower!
Oh.
Oh!
Thank you.
Okay, we're good. This is here.
Okay.
Oh my god, dude. You flashed.
Oh, this guy comes from me.